and he asked me.
It's like, you wanna...
Do you wanna make it official? And I'm like, no. Hello everyone, welcome back to this channel. Last week we talked about our little love story, how it began, how we met. And so this week we're about to reveal you a little bit more about a date that made us feel like it became a little bit more serious, and we're like, okay, this is going somewhere. Because before that we just had like dates, but we were just kind of like having a really good friendship, honestly. Like we were friend zoning each other, right?
I think someone was friend zoning a little bit more than the other person, but we won't get into that.
I always said that we're friends until I knew, okay, this might be going somewhere. But we had the specific date that we went on, and so we're gonna tell you a little bit more about this story now.
Let's pull the video. Pull the video in.
Woo! Okay, so my guy is going to talk about how it started.
Oh, I'm up. This is a coffee conversation.
Wait a second, I have to sneeze. Do you know that feeling when you have to sneeze but you can't sneeze? That doesn't help.
So we've been gone on like a few dates over like the month and a half that we've been like talking, and I realized that like Valentine's Day was coming up in like the weekend that it was coming up at, and I hadn't been thinking about it.
That's right, and I was already waiting for you to ask me how to date, but you didn't, and I was like, I'm gonna make something with my girlfriends. Okay, now you can talk.
Oh. No, I just never been on a Valentine's Day before, and so I was like, hey, I want this to be special. I was like, I figured at this point, like, I want to be with, you know, someone that I really value and care about. So I was like, should I not? And then I was like, yeah, I should. And so I was like, I think I texted you. Oh no, I looked up on Google Translate, which was probably a bad idea. I think I also had like a German like app that I might have been learning at the time. I forget, whatever. Yeah, I did have an app. So I had learned like a couple little words, and I asked you out
in
German, but then you responded back in German, and you're like, figure it out, and then you'll have your answer. But eventually, I forget how, but we figured it out. You probably had to tell me. But the problem was that my motorcycle was like completely broken down. I had the parts for the bike, but like if I messed up, I could completely ruin the entire tire. So yeah, basically it looked like it wasn't gonna get done. And at the same time, like, I didn't want to be wasting your time because you're only here in the U.S. for, you know, a few months more. And I was just like, at the same time, I don't want to waste my time because, like, I don't want to get, like, emotionally invested in anybody either. So, unless, like, there's someone that I should get emotionally invested in. So I was doing, like, a lot of prayer about, like, you know, should I date this woman? Should I not? So, yeah, eventually I was working on this bike, trying to go to Valentine's Day. And I was like, hey, God, like, I'm not sure how, like, you feel about all this, but I know I've asked stupid things in the past of, like, God, if I meant to go do this, please make the light turn green now.
We did the same thing one
right?
time. It was such a weird prayer, but yes, I did it. Yeah. And it turned green immediately.
Oh,
I was
okay.
like...
But this one I really felt like God was, like, in it, you know. It wasn't just me asking for something. It was like I was like really praying about it, and I felt like God in it. So yeah, I was just working my bike, and there was many times it did not seem like it was going to get working. Even like the day of, there was like a problem. Basically, it did not look like this thing was going to get fixed. And then like last second, I was able to like piece it all together.
On that day, I was kind of like waiting for his call to say, hey, I'm coming or I'm not coming, because you were saying that something was going on with your motorcycle. And it was extremely cold. It was like, it was so cold at that time. Yeah, I was walking around with my winter jacket and a hat, and he was thinking about taking his motorcycle. And I remember I was sitting there with my friends in a restaurant, and you suddenly called me, and then you were saying, hey, I'm coming. And then I told my friends about it, that I'm gonna have a date at that night because I was hanging out with him. And then I told him that he's gonna come with his motorcycle, and he's like, he must really like you. Because it was so cold outside. Like,
it was so cold.
Nobody. You would have seen like nobody outside with their motorcycle driving around. Because it takes like an hour to get to my house at that time. We lived like an hour apart. And I was like, no, you don't have to come. Like, it's okay. We can do it another time. But I appreciate that you like invited me for a Valentine's Day night.
In my mind, I would pray. I was like, all right, God, for the past like week, I was just like, God, if you want me to like pursue this girl, this bike needs to make it to Cookville. So if it doesn't make it to Cookville, I'm taking that as this ain't happening. So yeah, I drove up there and it was chilly. Luckily, I was able to prepare, so I was able to layer up a lot. So it was the pre-Valentine's Day dinner.
Oh, that's right.
It was our Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
So,
we're doing things in advance.
That's right. There were some German people right next to us.
That's right. That's so funny. And you even noticed that. You're like, are they talking in German? And I didn't even notice it. It's so funny.
She's fake. Not a real German.
He's actually German. I'm American.
Surprise!
Yeah, they were so German. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it brought me back to my country when I heard them. So funny. And they were complaining about the waitress all the time.
Oh, were they? I almost like told the waitress on the way out, but I didn't see her. I was going to be like, hey, you should say this in German, like vielen Dank or something.
Wait, say it again.
Like vielen Dank?
Vielen Dank?
Yeah.
Vielen Dank?
Vielen Dank?
Vielen Dank.
Dank.
Well, afterwards we went to like a really cute bar. It was like live music and you could eat there, drink something, and just listen to the live music, you know? Mm-hmm. I think that was also the day where we're gonna start talking. Where we kind of start talking about...
Talking. Documenting everything. Gary V, let's go.
Talking about our families. And I showed you pictures. You showed me the pictures of your family and all that family stuff that you just talk about.
So we're sitting there and she's like, I have something to give you for Valentine's Day.
And I was not sure if I should give it to you or not because we were like such an early stage of dating. So I was like, I don't know if this is appropriate. What is appropriated?
Appropriated? That's a completely different word.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought it was not appropriate. Angemessen. We will say that in German. Can you say angemessen?
Angemessen?
Angemessen. There you go. So I was not sure if that was like too much or if I would give him something to Valentine's Day. But if he invites me to a date and pays for my food, I was like, I have to bring something. And so I thought about just something very little, but also something that is meaningful and that he might appreciate. And so we were sitting there. There was a moment where I was just like, yes, I feel like I should give it to him no matter what. Like, I don't know, I just had so much peace about it because I was really thinking about it. Like, should I or should I not? I grabbed my bag and I pulled out this little card, and I said, Happy Valentine's Day. And I just put it like in front of him. And your face was just like...
Yeah, I was very shocked. Because I was like, oh snap, what did this girl do? So I pulled up the card and inside was a piece of paper. If I could have said, Happy Valentine's Day. We made it to our 5th date. I'm so glad to spend this special day with you. Thank you for being an awesome, gentle, confident, handsome, positive, hardworking, funny man of God. I would like to invite you on a 6th date and introduce you to my culture. I want you to try the best beer, most delicious bread, and coolest music. Actually, not sure about the last part. But you will love the rest. And inside, there was a special gift card to German restaurant. So yeah, I was very grateful, and then that was it. Ta-da!
Malachi didn't have any words for like 5 minutes, and I was like, are you okay?
Yeah, it was super special to me because, like, first off, I haven't really had anybody like write me a card like that, so that was like super special. And like the words you said was like, he was complimented a lot. And I was like, guys, we don't get a lot of compliments, to be real. Like, especially from, like, girls. So, like, having, like, someone that I'm interested in and been praying a lot about, and then saying that, and then it's just like, oh, it just kind of hit me. And it was, like, super nice. I definitely felt more like it was something that, like, God was cool with. And I'd never had a girl, like, invite me to a date. And to a German restaurant. So it was, like, not only was it, like, hey, I want to have you out, like, on a date, but it was, like, I want you to, like, experience my culture. Because, like, I like you enough to show you, like, a piece of me.
Yeah, which was a very, like, a pretty big deal to me.
I don't know, I think just with, like, the motorcycle and the card and everything, I just felt like so much, like, you were someone that I needed to pursue. It was really special. And then later on, like, less people were there, and somebody moved their chair around, and we listened to music like this. And I think when we got back to your place, I was just like, I think there's everything going on. I was just like, well, I guess I gotta ask her if, like, she'd want to be my girlfriend.
Oh, that's right! In that moment. Yeah, he felt
I was so awkward about it too. It was terrible.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Yes. And that night, like, I mean, I just wanted to give him the card because I wanted to be nice, but then he dropped me back home, and then he asked me.
It's like, you wanna...
Do you wanna make it official? And I'm like, no.
Just my bad. Like, the time wasn't right.
I guess, I mean, some other girls might have said yes, but I guess it was, like, way too early because I didn't really know you very much. Honestly, like, the first couple of days were, like, really good. And I think we just had so much peace about all the dates that we went on. And so why not asking, you know? I guess we talked about it to just kind of, like, be more sure about it and to just kind of get to know each other a little bit more and just pray. And it was something that I really enjoyed about, like, our dates, that after every single date, we prayed together, you know? And even when we forgot or it was extremely late, I got a call. He said, let's pray. It just meant so much to me because, like, there's just so much intention. You always ask God for permission to, like, pursue me or to, like, ask me on a date. So that's something that was really impressive to me. It's so hard to, like, find men who really want to pursue God's plan, who are willing to ask God, okay, what's your plan? Even though, you know, she's from a different country and we have a great connection, is that really what you want? And I feel like that's something that you did from the first day, and you showed it to me through prayer too, and through your prayers. Because whenever a man or a woman or whoever prays, like, that's when you start hearing their heart. And, like, that's something that I learned. Like, whenever you pray with someone, you just, you know, they really open their heart. But after we talked about all this and he dropped me off, we moved on to our 6th date, and next week we're gonna tell you a little bit more about our 6th date because it was a little bit special. We went to a German restaurant.
Just a little bit.
And yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you're gonna have to find out next week.
It's very cute. So make sure you tune in, and we'll see you next week.
And don't forget to like and subscribe. It's right down here. Hit the bell notification if you enjoy it. I mean, you're here. You might as well do it. Just saying.
That's right. Don't forget, and we'll see you next week for another video from us. It's going to be so exciting, so you make sure you tune in. Bye.